Let me ask you a question. If you had the choice right now, would you buy a home to live in, or would you rent where you live and invest your money instead? Because for most people, the answer feels obvious. Buy a house, pay off the mortgage, build wealth. But here's the thing about this choice. In many expensive cities today, especially where property prices have surged, renting and investing your money elsewhere can sometimes build more wealth. And that strategy is called rent vesting. So in this video, we're going to break down what rent vesting actually means, when buying your home makes sense, when rent vesting might work better, 2 rent vesting strategies, and some simple rules of thumb. Because most people make this decision emotionally, without ever doing the math. Quick disclaimer before we start. This video is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. Your personal situation, income, and goals will always matter. Alright, let's break this down. What rent vesting actually means. Rent vesting is actually a very simple idea. Instead of buying the home you live in, you rent where you want to live and invest your money elsewhere. That investment could be shares or ETFs, dividend investments, or another property. The goal is simple. Put your money into assets that produce income or grow faster than your own home might. But this only works if the numbers make sense. So let's run a quick example. Example 1, buying the home. Imagine a home costs $800,000. You put down a 20% deposit. That's $160,000. Your mortgage becomes $640,000. At roughly a 6% interest rate, repayments might be about $3,800 per month. That's around $45,000 per year, but owning also includes other costs like maintenance, insurance, property rates. Let's estimate another $8,000 per year. So total cost of owning, $53,000 per year. Example 2, renting the same property. Now imagine renting that same home costs $650 per week. That's about $33,800 per year. So renting saves roughly $19,000 per year. And this is where rent vesting supporters say something interesting. Instead of putting that money into housing costs, you could invest the difference. Rent vesting option 1, invest in ETFs. Let's say you invest that $19,000 per year into a broad market ETF. Historically, the S&P 500 has produced roughly 10% average annual returns over long periods. Now, past performance does not guarantee future results, but it gives us a useful long-term benchmark. If someone invested $19,000 per year for 20 years at an average return of 8%, that could grow to roughly $870,000 just from investing the difference between renting and owning. Rent vesting option 2, buy an investment property. Instead of investing in shares, you buy an investment property somewhere cheaper. For example, you rent where you want to live in a major city, but you buy an investment property in a more affordable location. Let's say investment property price $500,000, deposit $100,000, rental income $450 per week. That's about $23,000 per year. Now that rental income helps cover the mortgage while you benefit from property price growth and potentially tax advantages. Again, the key is whether the numbers work in your situation. Alright, let's look at some simple rules of thumb. Here are a few quick rules that can help make the decision easier. Rule 1, compare rent versus ownership cost. If renting is 30-40% cheaper than owning, investing the difference can be powerful. Rule 2, price to rent ratio. Take the property price and divide it by the annual rent, a ratio of 23 in our example. General guideline, under 15, buying often makes sense. Above 20, renting may be financially smarter. Rule 3, how long you'll stay. Buying usually makes more sense if you plan to stay 7-10 years or longer. Shorter time frames often favor renting. Here's what most people don't realize. Buying a home is often a lifestyle decision first, and a financial decision second. Owning gives you stability, control over your home, and emotional security. But financially, the better option depends entirely on prices, rent levels, interest rates, and your investment discipline. The key is simply running the numbers before making the decision. Both strategies can work. People build wealth through property, investing, or a combination of both. The most important thing is starting early and investing consistently. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like and subscribe to Infinite Wealth Education. And I'd love to hear from you. Would you rather buy your home or rent vest and invest instead? Let me know in the comments. Disclaimer, this content is for educational purposes only. It should not be considered financial advice. All investments involve risk. Seek professional advice before making financial decisions.